Hello everybody. I thought I'd go and look up Charles II. Everybody said that he didn't rule for very long, but I don't really see the similarities, to be honest. Not really. Henrietta up there of England is his sister. Mary, Princess Royal and Princess of, well, I'm not looking at that, sorry. Elizabeth Stuart, Catherine Stuart, Anne Stuart. It says there that he lived till he was 54. I see there that James II, who succeeded Charles II, is his brother as well as Henrietta there. Just saw that when I was going through the video. And the younger sister of Charles II was called Minty Henrietta and was brought up as Catholic in France. She married the Duke of Orleans, brother of Louis XIV in 1661, and worked hereafter for an alliance between England and France, and had to convert Charles to Catholicism. Anyway, let's just put this little video on. So he wasn't very old when he died. So the history says. And then he had one illegitimate son called James Croft, or James Fitzroy, and he was known as a duke. Look at that, Queen Camilla has a royal descendant from Charles. It says there that she's the 9th cousin, and of course she is royalty via the marriage to King Charles. So they're related as well, but we all know that, but it's just showing you there. It's amazing, they're all related. And then Lucy Walker was the first mistress of Charles II. Mother of James, Duke of Monmouth, that was his name. A Protestant faction wanted to make their son to the throne, fueled by the rumour that the king might have married Lucy, a claim which was denied. Yes, just some information there. I always find it fascinating just to look it up. I mean, in some ways, they say that he was quite a good king, but he did behead and hung, draw and quarter a few people. He was a very nice man. His father was executed. Then there's a few wars, and then he comes back and the monarchy is restored. But it's crazy that you murder, well, I suppose it was the Protestants then, or the uprisings. But now I know that Protestant just means protesting Catholic. This bit's a bit interesting. Duke was Catholic, and then he wanted a Protestant monarch. So what's the difference? Protestant is just a protesting Catholic. It's all part of the same thing. The Catholics again. And Charles is head of the Romans. And that's the battle there, which they lost. The Duke of Monmouth, trying to battle for his title to the throne. A little bit of more information. Yes, so he was known as the Merry Monarch because his political adaptability enabled him to guide religious between all the different fractions, but still all Catholic. Hung, drawing and quarter peopling. That was the execution he used to use. Illegitimate children. So that one says she died of syphilis. That's his wife. The second had the most mistresses. That's another one of them. Yes, it's all quite sort of, it looks like a rebellion's happening. So that person helped him. He was only married once, as I've said. French. And he was only in his 50s when he died. Made him feel so much better that he converted. He was already Catholic. And then that period, I find that quite interesting. Let's just stop it a moment. I thought that was interesting. What was the period between Charles I and Charles II? There you go. Cool, if they had a period when the government was suspended, what a brilliant time that was. But then they got Charles II and so forth, and it just carried on, and the monarchy was restored. But, yeah. So it's after Charles I, see, and then he was exiled, Charles II. But then he came back, and it's the restoration of Charles II in 1660. Never heard of that, but, that time before. But kings could be in and out, on, off, back, gone. It was all a very strange time. The two sons, so obviously Charles II was the eldest one and became king. Exiled because of his dad. He went to Scotland, pronounced himself king there, but it wasn't until 1660 that the restoration of the monarchy in Britain. Sorry, these ones I did on my phone, but that's the one that needed Charles II. And again, so he didn't mind executing all these people. And he's called a duke. This one is saying that he had a stroke, but the next one said he had loads of problems. So you can, I just don't know, that's the internet for you. It never says the same thing twice. Charles III, that is. Cool. Let alone owning most of the world in that title as the one they don't say to us because he's an emperor. That was very strange. That just saw these few ones and put them in. So married his daughter, and a king that married his mother is next. Cool. Can't see there being any children there. And look at that. I thought that was quite crazy. I might even look a bit more of that up myself. Oh no, it's the next one, sorry. Victoria married her cousin. And look at that. Charles proposed to his cousin before marrying Diana. So I might have to go and look that up. I wanted to find what it was. So he proposed to his second cousin and was faced with rejection. Charles II's son was a duke. So that's what it says there. So a little bit more about the meaning of duke. Duke versus a prince. If you look at it all, they were always fighting and it was a very turbulent time, but I don't... Oh, I like this one. I like the next couple now. I don't believe that's what happened, but So Prince Harry is Duke of Sussex. I never really thought about their titles, to be honest. They say it and he just sort of goes in one ear, I don't know. But I found these quite interesting. They're all dukes. Harry, Andrew, Edward, Richard. I suppose Prince Andrew didn't lose his title then of, well, let's go back a minute to that. I wonder if he should be losing his title, shouldn't he? Look at that. Earl, Earl, Prince Richard. God, I might have to go and look that up then. Who's Prince Richard? Prince Edward, Prince Andrew, Prince Harry. Prince Richard. I'm going to have to look that one up. Crazy. Just crazy. There you go. There is Prince Richard, Duke of Gloucester. It says here, he's one of George V's grandchildren, nephew of Edward VIII and George VI, and the first cousin of Queen Elizabeth II. Another duke, but he's a prince. You don't hear that very often, do you? Prince Richard. Who the hell's Prince Richard? But anyway, these are the titles, see? The top ones are Emperor, Empresses, then comes Kings, then Grand, Duke, Duchess, Prince, Princess, Duke, Duchess, and etc. There you go, my favourite part again. So I wasn't looking for this, but this came up when I was looking. Monarchy is a form of government in which a single person called a monarch is the head of the state for the duration of their life. The word of Greek origin deriving from mono and archery. Monarchs have ruled over civilizations, pharaohs, czars. Their role is essentially the same. They are the king and queen of their land and are often associated with military power, which we know because Charles is always, hey, I'm with the Air Force. What a boys. Look at that. Monarchy is a form of government in which a single person called a monarch is the head of the state for the duration of their life. The word is, and it goes on like, wow. It's written there really. It tells you that he is in charge of the Parliament government. It's saying that he just has ceremonial roles. What's a load of... It's just a load of rubbish. They have to lie. But anyway, we were doing Charles II, and this one, well, that's just about monarchy. But we've just done a bit of Charles III. But I don't really see the resemblances, to be honest, about their lives. And I will look up as well how many years he was king for. So he was only king for 15 years. Oh God, we've got another 13 more years of Charles. Oh my God. And it says there, from then until his death, he ruled alone. Charles's reign saw the rise of the colonization and trade in India, the East Indies and America. The British captured New York and the Dutch in 1664, and the passage of the Navigation Acts that secured Britain's future as a sea power. He founded the Royal Society in 1660. Well, it was quite busy then, wasn't he? I bet it's exactly the same today as it was then. The roles they had and what they dictated and wanted. So there you go, military, blah, blah, blah. It's a hierarchy. It's totalitarianism, Romans. The video's going to finish in a minute. Oh yes, let's just do this bit. Earl, Viscount, Baron, Marquess, Marquis, Marquess, Princess, Duchess, Duke. There you go, some more titles. They've got loads of friggin' titles. And a baron's below that, I think. So many titles. Depends where you are on the pecking list, I suppose. And emperors are generally recognised to be of the highest monarch honour and rank, surpassing kings. Monarchic. Charles II wasn't very old, 54. And that's his dad, who was beheaded. But look at all that. So this arguing about the Protestants and all that started back then. Yes, and it led to his execution. But anyway, what's your thoughts to this video? Thanks very much for watching.